Yo, Ryan here, how you doing? Today we're going to be looking at these cool figures. You might have seen in a previous video that I'd gone searching for some Mattel figures, stopped off in a Smith's Toy Superstore in Bournemouth and found some. Initially I thought there was just an Ultimate Warrior, a Stone Cold and a Rock, but after a bit of searching found this Triple H 2, this Hunter Hearst Helmsley, which is cool. What I really wanted to get was an Ultimate Warrior and an Undertaker, but I also really liked Triple H and Kane and Mankind as well from the series. To be fair, I like all of the Mattel Retro figures actually. They're all really cool. The whole vibe is similar to, well, not similar, it's like exactly the same and based on the Hasbro figures that I had as a kid growing up. So you might have seen on some of my other videos that I've often said that the Hasbro WWE figures from the early 90s are, in my opinion, the best toy line ever made, and that's just because I loved them so much. I spent so much time playing with them and swapping them with my friends as a kid. There's just so many cool memories attached to that. That's probably why they're my favourite line. But it is definitely a cool toy line, and we'll get a couple out in a second when we've opened these. The reason I really wanted the Ultimate Warrior and the Undertaker is that both of those wrestlers had figures in the original Hasbro line. So to be honest, I just wanted to get them out and compare them to the originals. But it's totally cool because I could do that with the Undertaker. Not the Undertaker, the Ultimate Warrior, I mean. I can compare that to the original Ultimate Warrior figures. And this Triple H, I think, is just really cool. Its move is exactly the same as a load of figures in the original series, so we can do a bit of a comparison there, even though there isn't a Triple H figure to compare him to. But yeah, I mean, just on the figures in general, I mean, the price is not too bad. So these are $8.99 in Smith's Toy Superstore at the moment, which seems to be pretty standard for these figures. The normal Mattel basic figures, like this, even though this is a SummerSlam Battle Pack one, like this kind of figure, they're usually between $9.99 and $11.99. So the value's pretty good. They are smaller figures though. The box, the packaging, if you're seeing these for the first time, if you're not familiar with the Hasbro ones from the 90s, you might think, man, this is just really basic packaging, but it's because it's basically the same as the packaging from the early 90s figures, and yeah, that's why it looks like that. If we look at the back, you can see some of the other ones in this series. There's the Undertaker that I didn't manage to get. There's some other cool ones. There's Mankind on this in this series. But yeah, let's just get them over. Oh, one more thing actually on the box. I noticed that there's these cool like breathing holes on the bottom of the plastic, which is cool if you want to just keep your figure in the box, I guess, because I think it helps to get the air to the figure. I don't know, some of my older figures from the 80s and 90s, when they've been left in packaging or in plastic bags or whatever, the plastic started to go a little bit sticky over time, like a little bit tacky to the touch. So maybe this is just to help that. I don't know, I'm guessing. But yeah, let's open these. Which one should we do first? Ultimate Warrior is probably my favourite, so I'll save that till second. Gonna go for Triple H. I didn't notice in the shop, but his packaging's actually broken. It was the last one in there, so there's not much I could do about it. But I'm opening it anyway. I'm going to keep the backing card because, you know, the backing card's cool. But I am going to obviously open him. What that does mean, though, is I'm going to try to be careful to minimise the ripping on the backing card. So I'm just going to tear gently around the edge. I was going to peel the price off the box too, but I thought, you know what? Nah, I'll keep it, because then in the future, when I can look back, I can say, wow, that was only £8.99. Ooh, I don't know why I talk like that when I'm old, but I assume I will talk like that when I'm old. There we go. We've done a pretty good job preserving that. we can just chuck that in with some magazines and books and stuff, flat in a pile, and it won't take up much room at all. That's cool. Let's have a look at this figure then. Get him out of there. It feels just like my old Hasbro WWEs. This move on the back, incidentally, this was probably one of my least favourite moves of the old figures. At the time, I just thought, do you know what? It just doesn't look natural for figures to be stood like that with their legs this squished together. I really don't like having this big bulge on the back as well, and it doesn't look right having the waist going over the top of the legs like it. So as a kid, this type of figure, I thought, nah, that's not that cool. But now when I look back on the range, I can really appreciate it, and I really dig this. It's slightly different, actually. I've just realised it's slightly different. I'll get one of the old figures out in a second, one of the jumping ones, and compare it, and you'll see what I mean. But I can tell you why. I'll tell you why I didn't like this growing up. It kind of reminded me of a Pez dispenser. Now, there's nothing wrong with Pez dispensers. Pez dispensers are cool, but I didn't really want my wrestling figure to look like a Pez dispenser. But like I said, I think the move's actually really cool now. I really like it on this figure. This move reminds me of the older Hasbro figures, which I like. I like being reminded of them. But the intention, of course, is that it's a jumping move. So if you're playing with it at the edge of the ring, you're standing up, you pull it down, you let go, and boing, he propels across. Get his arms up, you can propel him across the ring and smash into someone else. The hair on this is quite cool. Like soft plastic that you can move around. Never had that with the original Hasbro figures. But I think to be fair, and we'll check this out, I think that the heads are pretty much the same sculpts as you get on the standard Mattel, like basic and elite figures. But I'll be able to check that out in a second with the Ultimate Warrior. So let's put Triple H down there and get our... Oh, wait a minute. His boots are rubber. That's a surprise. Not hard plastic. That's cool though. Let's check out our Ultimate Warrior. And put a Triple H back there a little bit so I don't knock him down. I'm going to do the same thing with the Warriors box. Just try to gently ease him off. There, like, oh, not like that. I didn't want to rip up the side. Let's go around the bottom first. There you go. Ah, no! There we go. Okay, well, it is only a box ride. Chill out. It's only a box. It's not even a box. It's only a backing card. Chill out. That's all right. That's something to remember it by. We stand him over there. We'll take this out. Like it a lot, actually. Feels again like Hasbro. A different move, this, because this is the Gorilla Press Slam. Let's see, yeah, Gorilla Press Slam. What was the other one called? The other one was called the Pedigree. Makes sense, actually. It is Triple H after all, but the Gorilla Press Slam was a move that you got in the original Hasbro's, but it was totally different because you'd lift the arms up and slam them down, and I'll compare it to an old figure at the moment. His waist moves right around, and his... To be fair, this is obviously a new move. This isn't one that's based on the old Hasbro's, but it's kind of cool. So you'd get your arms up, you'd put another wrestler on there, like Triple H, and I'm not going to throw him because many of you know I don't like breaking my toys. That's cool. He goes, launches him off. That would be pretty cool, actually. I'm just a bit of a toy geek, and I really don't like breaking and scratching toys. And when I see toys falling over and knocked over and thrown around, it just makes me cringe. I'm like, no, don't do it. But I like this one. He's actually got a tiny bit of pink on his hand. Don't know if you can see it. Yeah, just from where he's painted. But you know, I'm really happy with that. Really happy with that. Let's compare him to some of the original line. Let's get that camera down there as well. There we go. This tripod that I'm using on the camera is pretty cool. It's flexible. So there you go. Let's compare him to my favourite Ultimate Warrior from the original Hasbro line. Here you go. You can see a lot of similarities. So this was the original Gorilla Press Slam. And you see it's all about the arms. The waist can still twist, but it's all about the arms on this one. Let's get the other Ultimate Warriors out from the old line too. Here's the other ones. Here was the first Warrior. It's a jumping one, so this is where I'm going to compare it to Triple H in a second. Here's the third Ultimate Warrior. I'll be honest, it's not one that I was overly fussed with. This one's a bit scratched up actually. It's not one that I particularly liked. I mean, the move is a bit weird, and I didn't really like the fact that his feet were going up inside him. It just felt weird. And also where the body can't move and everything, it's all just solid fixed. It was just, I don't know, it just didn't work for me, this figure. It wasn't one of my favorites. The colours and the look of it, all really good, but yeah, the head just feels like it's just on top of a big lump of flesh there. It's just, I don't know, not my fave. But if we compare these two, then yeah, I really like this. It is a great addition. I'm really glad to have this, but I still prefer the original slightly. Just looking at the head sculpt, I mentioned that I think I think Mattel have used sculpts from their standard figure lines, their basics and elites, and it does look, yeah, I don't know if you can just kind of see that. The new head is slightly bigger, so if we get them nose to nose, you can see if the chins are lined up, the eyes are not quite. It's quite hard to tell, but the new head is ever so slightly bigger. Only a little bit. I think it's more obvious in that one. You can see that the new head is slightly bigger. And actually, recently, and you might have seen this on another video, we got this bad boy. We got this one, this SummerSlam one. So although the hair is definitely bigger on the other sculpt, the face is identical in size. So I know we've got the one with the mouth open, but nose to nose, they're looking eye to eye and chin to chin. I think they're the same head sculpts. Well, these two aren't exactly the same because we've got mouth open and mouth closed. And yeah, but I think they're kind of the same. Albeit these have got different hair. Anywho, there's a bit of a size difference there. Crikey, you can't even fit the other one on screen. So yeah, this is normal Mattel line. Retro line, which is the same size as the Hasbro's. Cool. Okay, so one last bit to compare then is we said we'd have a look at the new jumping versus the old jumping. So we established that this Ultimate Warrior body, it's a totally new move, but actually these jumping ones are based very closely on the original Hasbro ones. You can see it looks exactly the same in terms of the way the legs are together, in terms of your press on the back. The one's slightly smaller on the new Mattels, which is cool, but all really similar, to be honest. But the difference is that this one, our new one, yeah, old one, you had this weird thing that the body would come down but the head would stay where it is, and that's just weird, right? So that is definitely an improvement on the new ones, definitely. And the flex in the boots is probably really helpful for enabling that spring even more. Yeah, that would spring more than the old one. The old ones are quite stiff. Maybe that didn't help with me not particularly digging them. But yeah, so that's it. So that's unboxing 2 of the Mattel Retro figures. Sorry, Old Warrior. I do really dig them. I do really dig them. They would definitely work out alongside my Hasbro collection. I mean, they've been brought out, to be honest, I think for nostalgia, and because there's been such a demand. You get so many customs online of people creating their favourite wrestlers based on the old Hasbro ones. You'll often see the old bodies taken apart, new Mattel heads put on them. I've seen a whole bunch of Triple H customs online and various other customs, and there are some amazing customs online, like some proper out of this world awesome and amazing customs. And I think this this Mattel line coming in has just filled a bit of a gap. I would say 100% well done, Mattel. Awesome job. I love them, really love them, and I'm going to go out and get more. I'm going to buy all of them. I'm going to buy all of them, and I'm going to put them with my Hasbros on display, and I'm going to be happy, and the whole world is going to be happy, and everyone's going to be happy, and we're all going to do a dance. It is really late at night. It's not actually, it's the early hours of the morning. Maybe that's why I'm gone a little crazy, because I'm just super tired. So, on that note, these guys are going to join the rest of my Hasbros. I'm going to go to bed. I hope you enjoy this video when you watch it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you haven't already and you think that you want to, please subscribe. That would be much appreciated. We'll be knocking out tons of videos about wrestlers, because I'm on a bit of a wrestling mode at the moment. I'm back into my wrestling quite a bit, so I'm enjoying doing wrestling videos. But I'm definitely going to be opening some other new toys. Riley and Lainey will be coming along and opening some new toys as well, and collectibles. And I've got a whole ton of retro and vintage toys that I really want to get out and put on some videos. So if you're enjoying any of that, or any of that sounds cool, please feel free to subscribe, and I'll hopefully catch you soon. High five. That's not the camera. High five. That'll do. Take it easy, everyone. Stay awesome, and bye.